Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Namaskreshu Adreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very news of Mahabharata, one shall have respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, most human being, as well as those persons who have the bodies of glory, and unto Srila Vyasa the author. Srila Prabhupada annotated. This is on Bhagavatam, and the rest of the service to the dear devotee. All of his thousands of the heart is also completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised and transcends songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Becoming a regular.
Yeah, I like it because I have a lot of troubles, but when I come to the board, all the time is good.
Yeah, morning and evening. You live close by.
Yeah, it is. And I like your person. Thank you.
Krishna. If you can appreciate, it speaks a lot about you.
It's a thing.
Not many can appreciate the holy name. The holy name is very sweet, but those who are conditioned, it's very bitter. For example, the example of jaundice. You chant the holy name in our conditioned state. It is like taking the medicine for a conditioned state being a not normal, healthy state. So for the jaundice, the medicine is sugar. Sugar taken by those affected by jaundice, it's not sweet. It's very bitter. But they take it anyway. Take that to heart. Sometimes I feel like chanting. But we chant anyway because we take that to be a medicine. Song, great song. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Udilo Aruna. Udilo Aruna. Vijamani Gora Amani Jage. Lord Chaitanya is calling for translation. Maybe there's time. When the rising sun appeared in the east, the jewel of Christ born, Lord Gora Sundar, standing right there. You're right. He has awakened and taken his devotees, all of you, with him. He went all over the countryside, towns, and villages. Mridangas, the call. Gadai. And the phones. And the phones and handheld devices. Bling, 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 bling. The call, tatai, and the judges, the large metal turtles. Judges, the wonders. Judges, bumpers, and this is the onomatopoeic name.
what is the onomatopoeic name? Onomatopoeic name is the name given by the sound it makes. So these are called judges. Why? Because they make this sound. Or in the West, they call trumpets. Why? It's also onomatopoeic because of the sound. So I guess there's a Indian way to play it and American way to play it based on the sound it makes. Right? The judges. And large cultures that look like small symbols, and that kirtan played in time. Lord Gauranga's golden form slightly trembles in ecstatic love of God, and his footbells jingle. There you go. Jingle. All the devotees chanted the names. Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava, Hari. Their mouths being filled with the vibrations, they would announce to the still sleeping people.
You spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies.
Okay, this is supposed to be all of us. Not just ecstatic, fired up jumpers. Okay. You spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies. Hard words. You have achieved such a rare human body. So this is still them speaking. They're preaching now. The devotees are preaching. You have achieved such a rare human body, but you do not care for this gift. You remain serving the darling of Yashoda and slowly fall through your last moments of death. Continue, please. With every rising and setting of the sun, a day passes and is lost. Then why do you remain idle and not serve the Lord of the heart? This temporary life is full of various miseries. Take shelter of holy names and beautiful existence. To penetrate the darkness of ignorance, let us enter the heart. The holy name is risen as shining. Drink the pure nectar of the holy name of Krishna. There is nothing but the name to be had in the 14 worlds. It has filled the soul of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There's Jeev Jagad. There's one part there. So now you know what to tell to people. Now what to tell to people as you meet them. Chief Jago, yes, that Lord Gauranga is calling, wake up, sleeping souls, wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of a witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost in the world of birth and death. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. And this part, this is what I was looking for. I have brought the medicine that bypasses the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Says, I follow the Lord's feet, having taken the Maha Mantra. Was it this morning or yesterday we read in the morning about temples and hospitals? Yesterday, temples, ashrams, places of spiritual upliftment, and hospitals for the heart. Confirmed. And it's a very important point. This is something that Prabhupada wrote in Gita Nagari Prophecy, something that's written before coming to US. I believe it was in the late 50s, where it speaks about, you can say, imaginary place, hidden artery, place, I wouldn't say utopian because it's real. It can actually take place in our heart as we put Krishna in the center. And in one of those pages or paragraphs, Prabhupada talks about hospital. That such a place will be a hospital for the heart, administering to all kinds of indiscrepancies that people suffer in a modern world, such as, let's name a few, loneliness. Do you hear that there's a loneliness problem in the world? What about depression and self-harm? People drink sometimes. I heard every Wednesday and Friday there's free drinks for girls. That's very rampant. And then the girls comes. And the liquor stores are very smart. When the girls come, then of course the boys will come, mixing all kinds of trouble. Depression, self-harm, suicide. These are all serious problems. So we can't ignore it. We can't ignore it. But Lord Chaitanya has come to bring the medicine for such a hospital. Medicine is described here. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Not only aligning ourselves with our true nature, but also it is the holy name has a potency to give us the nectar for which we're always anxious. Everybody's looking for pleasure. By nature, we are pleasure seekers. Ananda, Maya, nature. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Hey, I'm determined to be miserable all day." Right? Boy, in a good state of mind wakes up. Maybe there's
some very disturbing.
Yeah, maybe there's some very, very disturbing, twisted. What do they call them? It's a conditioning also, not a healthy state. Just now we were in St. Augustine last Saturday. We were so ecstatic. You saw how people were like just swept off their feet as the Harinam proceeded downtown St. Augustine. And they were most of them are so naturally responsive to chant and dance into this medicine. Immediately uplifted. And many were liberated right there on the spot. Did you notice? Did you notice how many were liberated? I was very uplifted and also very much liberated. Seeing devotees dancing. They say for somebody to see a devotee dancing, there's a benediction immediately. What to speak of being pulled in a swirl of Harinam. And I saw Presence dancing. And Presence, she danced the entire time. Like before the parade, during the parade, after the parade, during the Harinam. And I was thinking, wow, she's that foot is definitely healed. And it was a good sign. I was very happy, and I was very happy to see the foot problem is gone. So enthusiastic, and that has an effect on people. Believe it or not, and this is what we do. This is the we take the medicine ourselves, and we also distribute the medicine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is your name?
Arun.
Arun. Nice to meet you, Arun. Ji. So I was saying that medicine in conditioned state might taste bitter, just like sugar for those who are affected by jaundice. But if we have faith in a physician, who has given this medicine, and Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada being one of the main Mahaprabhu's generals in this present age. We also, as we take the holy name given by Srila Prabhupada, sometimes we feel, I don't feel like chanting. But if we have faith, we'll continue. And as we continue, for the bitter grind of japa and bitter, it might appear sometimes like that, but there will be glimpses of taste. And this is what we hold on to. Prabhupada said that we cannot continue doing any activity without any some taste. And so some taste must be there. But the idea is to grab hold onto that and to expand more and more. A good japa in the morning goes a long way. However difficult it is, but that intake of medicine in the long run will render a healthy state. We will actually be tasting the real nectar of the holy name. Also, that stage is described by Rupa Goswami, where he says, there's so much nectar in this holy name that I want to have not just one tongue, I want to have so many tongues to vibrate, and so many, not just 2 ears, so many ears for like cups drinking this nectar. I want to have so many of those to have more and more, like a transcendental drunkard, drinking more and more of this nectar, where there's no hangovers, no side effects other than you'll become more and more ecstatic and attuned to be of service to humanity, be of service to others. Okay. So nice. Could you remind me, we're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. I sent a question, I'm not sure. Yesterday we read 41, right? Was it 41? And then I have here to cover 39, so it's one kind of backwards.
Yeah, it like skips around.
Yeah? So we're going to cover.
We can do whatever.
But if we did 41, let's just continue. Right? I hope I won't get in trouble for that. But I have here to cover 39 to the end of the chapter. And then, yesterday we did 41, right? Okay, so we'll continue, right? There's no point in going back.
It's just 39, and then we did 41.
It says here 39, 40, 42 to 45.
Should we do that? What it says? Okay, let's do what it says. Let's do what it. Did we do the 39 or we did?
I mean, I think you could either do like 39, 40, 42, 45, or you could just go.
Okay, let's just stick to the script, so we don't get in trouble.
Because yesterday was a super like important verse.
Okay, all right. So we're going like Lord Nityananda used to go zigzag. They were so intoxicating and they were going zigzag. But eventually we'll come to the end of chapter today. I'll start and then. The personality of Kali asked for something more, and because of his begging, the king gave him permission to live where there is gold. Because where there is gold, there is also falsity, hatred, lust, and enmity.
Parikshit, the son of Uttara was allowed to live in those 5 places.
Therefore, whoever desires progressive well-being, especially kings, religionists, public leaders, brahmanas, and sannyasis, should never come into contact with 4 above mentioned religious principles.
Therefore, the king re-established the lost legs of the personality of religion, the goal, and by encouraging activities, he sufficiently improved the condition of the earth.
Most fortunate in her Maharaj Parikshit, who was entrusted with the kingdom of Hastinapur, the Maharaj Yudhisthira, when he desired to retire to the forest, is now ruling the world with great success due to his being glorified by the deeds of the kings of the Kurudas.
Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu, is so experienced that by dint of his expert administration and patronage, it has been possible for you to perform a sacrifice such as this.
Sanskrit. Varshasya nashtam trin padam. Vrishasya nashtam trin padam. Vrishasya nashtam trin padam. Vrishasya nashtam trin padam. Tapam shocham dayamiti. Tapashocham dayamiti. Tapashocham dayamiti. Rati sandana shvasya. Rati sandana shvasya. Rati sandana shvasya. Mahimcham savardhanayat. Mahimcham savardhanayat. Mahimcham samavardhayat. Rishasya nashtasham tripadam. Tapashocham dayamiti. Pratisandhada ashvasya. Ahimcham samavardhayat. Rishasyanashtam stripadam. Tapashocham dayamiti. Pratisandhada ashvasya. Mahimcha samavardhayat.
Rishasya nashtam stripadam. Tapashocham dayamiti. Pratisandhada ashvasya. Mahimcha samavardhayat.
By word. Rishasya,
The goal of personality of religion. Nashtam, loss. Trin, 3. Padam, legs. Tapa, austerity. Shocham, cleanliness. Rayam, mercy. Iti, thus. Prati, re-established. Ashvasya, by encouraging activities. Mahim, the earth. Sha, and. Samavardhaya, perfectly improved.
I think this is a my favorite purpose.
Jackson? Okay, we have. You don't mind?
Oh.
By designating particular places for the personality of Kali, Maharaj Pariksha practically cheated Kali. In the presence of Kali, Dharma in the shape of a bull, and the earth in the shape of a cow, he could actually estimate the general condition of his kingdom, and therefore he at once took proper steps to re-establish the legs of the bull, meaning austerity, cleanliness, and for the general benefit of the people of the world, he saw that the gold stock might be employed for stabilization. Gold is certainly a generator of falsity, intoxication, prostitution, enmity, and violence. But under the guidance of a proper king or public leader, or a brahmana or sannyasi, same gold can be properly utilized to reestablish the lost legs of the bull, the personality of religion. Maharaj Pariksha, therefore, like his grandfather Arjuna, collected all illicit gold kept for the propensities of Kali and employed it in the Sankirtan Yajna, as per instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam. As we have said,
So, which leg is remaining? Truthfulness. So even today, although we have lost all those good qualities, which are the pillars of Dharma, or the righteous existence, that are simplicity, cleanliness, integrity, passion. The four pillars. The only one remaining is truthfulness. It's very alarming. It's very alarming that others are gone, but still we have truthfulness and integrity. People can still appreciate it. Might not relate to cleanliness, compassion, but they can still appreciate the truth, and the truth is spoken. Still appreciate. And here, what King Parikshit is doing is he's giving Kali to reside in places where there's gold, but he's also taking all the gold for the purpose of yajna, high purpose. So therefore, this cheated Kali in a way that Kali had nowhere to go, but we'll see. There was a place, and that kind of led to remaining part of Parikshit's life. The example of grandfather Arjuna was here mentioned. Therefore, Arjuna is known as Dhananjaya also, because he also went to Himalayas to collect the gold. So following the footsteps, his great grandfather Arjuna, he is doing the same.
as we have suggested before, one's accumulated wealth may be divided into three parts for distribution, namely 50% for the service of the Lord, 25% for the family members, and 25% for personal necessities. Spending 50% for the service of the Lord or for propagation of spiritual knowledge in society by way of Sankirtan Yajna is the maximum display of human mercy. People of the world are generally in darkness regarding spiritual knowledge, especially in regard to the devotional service of the Lord. And therefore, to propagate a systematic transcendental knowledge of devotional service is the greatest mercy that one can show in this world. When everyone is taught to sacrifice 50% of his accumulated wealth for the Lord's service, certainly austerity, cleanliness, and mercy automatically ensue. And thus the lost three legs of the personality of religion are automatically established. When there is sufficient austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, naturally Mother Earth is completely satisfied, and there is very little chance for Kali to infiltrate the structure of human society.
Born in darkness of ignorance, and spiritual nonsense have opened my eyes. this situation of Kali, the imposter, pretending to be king, exploiting Mother Cow, earth, represents the earth, and bull that represents Dharma. Does that sound familiar? How's the earth doing today? Is it being exploited? People even make movies about it. You watch Avatar? In both, was it a third one also? And all of the sequels, we have these two worlds. One is nurturing, coexisting, able to coexist with Mother Nature. The other one is exploited, destructive. That's this two paradigms. And the whole thing. So what is wrong with gold? What is wrong with gold? What is wrong with gold? What is wrong with resources? Yes. We're attacking the paradigms.
Enmity, pride, believing that I am proprietor and controller because I have so much and better than people.
Okay. Any other contributions? Yes.
There's nothing inherently wrong with gold, but it can create a system in which relationship is replaced. So instead of being focused on relationship as the goal, we focus on this object as a goal, and that's the underlying reason by which we become, we come into enmity, we come into envy, we come into jealousy, because we have replaced care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. But just like what President said, there's nothing inherently wrong with gold, but it depends on how we use it. Srila Prabhupada said, is the microphone material or spiritual? It depends on how we use it. If we use the microphone to blaspheme hate, then it's very bad. But if we use the microphone to chant Hare Krishna, and like you're doing right now, speak Bhagavatam, then it's very, very good. So similarly, money can be used for the service of the Lord, and then it's very good. But unfortunately, what we see in the conditioned state is that money triggers those anartas of greed and power and accumulation, and then that can create disease in the society where, a healthy society is where we love people and use things, but an unhealthy society is where we love things and use people to get things.
That's amazing. So much information. So last night, for those of you who missed it, it's really nice. Simple point that Girdhara was making. Everybody has focus. Focus on things. That is, in this world of exploitation and Mother Earth and Bull, Dharma, the righteousness, the world is out of balance in so many ways. Not just environmentally. Why? Because they're shaking on one leg. The agents of Kali are rampantly just on the move. And the only thing that can kind of put that to a halt is not to focus, because there's plenty of that. There's plenty of focus on exploitation. But what is the other thing that is required? You were there. Somebody who wasn't there, I would torture you a little bit to think. Let's close. Jagirdhara gave a point of purity, the lack of purity, a point of reference of purity. So when you have a lot of focus and without purity, it's really downhill. And when you add purity more and more, then there's this, like medicine being put in the system, there's this bringing back to the balance, the healthy state. So the world is in need of purity, purity of intent, purity of service, purity of the heart, ultimately. Not an easy thing, because everything is programmed against every, you know the story of the stuff. There's a very nice documentary, Story of the Stuff. Remember that? It's great. Huh? Anybody else seen it? So much artificial. So much artificiality is surrounded. Things that we think we need, things that we think we want. It's just like a very complex mesh and network of these traps that we fall into. Like from the moment we open our eyes, there's this impression. All driven by this one paradigm that is very prevalent today. So Parikshit, as a righteous king, is trying to kind of reverse that situation, and is very successful. Very successful in the way it's being called. And we have examples of those who were not like King Parikshit, and they met their demise. What are the examples from our texts? Those who wanted gold, wanted power, but apart from Krishna, apart from righteous service to humanity, that is free from exploitation, it's sort of nurturing and caring. What are the examples? And mind you, gold or resources, Lakshmi, is always next to Narayana. When it's apart from it, that's a problem. When we put them together, that's a harmonious situation for everybody. Yes. What are the examples? Yes.
Because he was praying initially for a kingdom.
Yeah, that's a mild example of aspiration, pure aspiration. I was thinking about like a really a brutal way to separate. I'm giving a lot to separate. Like yes.
Oh, well, if you're talking about separated.
No, not that one, not that one.
Oh, I was like, that looks like you're chinging it.
No, I'm misleading.
Well, I think of so many examples, but one example would definitely be King Indra, because he wanted to get the yagya for him. When he didn't get that yagya, he was like, who are these Vrindavan bosses? I'm just gonna destroy them. So he sent this, the cloud, the rain clouds of destruction, and tried to kill Krishna and all his friends. So that was really stupid.
Any other examples? Yes. Indra was not smart. They say any fool can earn money, but only intelligent one knows how to spend it.
Ravana, who wanted Sita, which is Lakshmi, without Ramachandra.
Yes, that's the one I was looking for. Yeah. Ravana. What happened to Ravana? He not only one, but many heads were rolling. That didn't help, actually. Heads rolling didn't help. Because he had the power to just new heads were like popping out. Chandra had to take a special arrow, a special mantra. What was the mantra? Had to come to that. Just couldn't learn. Because it was so covered, it was so conditioned. However, we understand also that Ravana didn't really get the real Sita. It was the shadow. It was the shadow Sita that he got. So all this paper money and gold and materialists, it's not really a real thing. Why? Because it's covered with the conception of aham, mami, and this is the root cause of all illusions in the world. Me and mine. Once we start with me and mine program, this is my bumpet in ashram. This is my, it's your toothbrush. Nobody else should be. But we should shift to the mentality of not owners and enjoyers, but rather caretakers and custodians. And as you set your ways in that capacity, then the whole world, the way we see the whole world changes. We become servants. And so much trouble, it's so much burden is taken off our shoulders. The prakriti, stani, karshati, this hard struggle for existence is vanished. What it is, it's just simply opportunities, endless opportunities for service. As long as we try, like Prabhu, try to separate Lakshmi, original Lakshmi, and there will be a struggle, fight, war, ultimately demise. Okay, that's one. And the other one is that the breakfast is so whatever you wanted to discuss more, take it over breakfast. I have other examples. But I'll just say one. Remember Nala Kuvera and Mani Griva? Yeah, they were also in trouble. And they got cursed. Also like Ravana. It's cursed.
Where he came, Ravana?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, that's the gatekeeper.
Jai Vijay. Yeah, that's Jai Vijay. Yeah. And Ravana was warned, he was even warned, like, you're not doing, it's not a good thing. Give Sita back. He just couldn't listen. He was so attached. So attached. He couldn't let go. He couldn't let go. Why? Because he didn't have high taste. Again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we are struggling of letting go, we have to add something higher. Then it will be no problem. Yeah, like fresh baked potatoes. If you have that, who would go for anything else? For breakfast, right? Who would go for old, or like 2 day, 1 week old burritos? If you have fresh baked potatoes. So this higher taste is the essential part of our survival kit, and we take it to the heart, as exemplified by great souls in their war against delusion, like Maharaj Parikshit, many other kings. We also wage war against delusion and Kali, so rampant and all around.